Hello, I'm John, and for my first hike I attempted New Zealand's 3,000 kilometre through hike, Te Araroa. Alright then, it's go day. There's my pack. We picked up these weights and the missus reckons it's less than 13 kilos, but with food and all that, I think it's probably not far off that, to be honest. This is where reality really started to set in. I was finally in the car about to head off on what would be the biggest adventure of my entire life, saying goodbye to my family at home and my dog sleeping in the back seat. Well, if I could tell you about the day that I've had. It's been a journey. I'm here, I've arrived at my hotel, or motel, whatever it is. I've been into town on a mission to find some protein bars and get dinner. And now I'm repacking my bag. I landed in Auckland, up from Dunedin, and I went into my pack and I saw a little letter from the airport authority. They'd taken my Night Core 20k power bank and my spare GoPro battery out of my tech bag in my pack. Anyway, so I went to JB Hi-Fi in Queen Street after a mad mission because I had less than, I don't know, half an hour to get to my bus. And I went and bought a Belkin power bank, 20,000 amp, but it's really heavy. So I'm hoping to send this back when I get back here to Kerikeri, because I left a supply bag with a Trail Angel here. So I'm very thankful for the Trail Angel because they've allowed me to leave a resupply, which in my resupply I've got my pair of trail shoes. It allows me to take these, which are my pre-existing pair of Asics. For the first 200 kilometers I'm using these as burner shoes. So they've got quite a lot of wear in them already. So I'm just going to wear them out on Mighty Mile Beach and trade them in when I get back here to Kerikeri. So my pack as well was 14 kilos at the airport. So that's fully loaded with food, no water. I have just shed about 700 grams and that was with the poles as well. So take away 600 grams for the poles and about 700 grams of miscellaneous items that I've left in my resupply, and that has me somewhere in the mid 12 kilo region with 4 days worth of food. So my base weight should be pretty damn good because I imagine my food is about 4 kilos all up. I hope I've got enough kilojoules to get me through the day. I should have enough for maintenance. So yeah, I'm just going through and making triple checking that I've got everything I need. I stopped and I got, there you can see that there, that's my my jet fuel. So thankfully my jet fuel fits inside my jet burner, so that's going to save me some space. And I'm just trying to get everything in there so that I do have the space that I require. I've been watching videos. Yeah, that's right, I start tomorrow and I'm still watching videos on how to do it. See you from Cape Reinga. Welcome to Awanui. I'm waiting on the side of the road for my ride to Cape Reinga. I got a ride here from a lovely guy named Bob. He's a trail angel. These trail angels really come in clutch right when you need it. Gave me a ride from Kerikeri all the way to Awanui. Really much appreciated. Now I take my connecting shuttle. Well. Hello, Cape Reinga, the northernmost tip of New Zealand. And I'm about to walk 3,000 kilometers to the southernmost in Bluff. Let's go. So I just walked down from Cape Reinga to the beach. this is what it's going to look like for the next 3 days. Let's go. Update. I don't know how far I got to go. But that's alright. I think there's another little beach to do, and then I jump up into Twilight Camp. It's been steady going through all of this stuff. Might take a break soon, I don't know. Look at it though. Wow. I'm one of the first up, but that's probably just because I don't know if I've been to sleep. 30-kilometer day today, so that'll be interesting. But look at this. About a kilometre from Twilight Camp now, I'd say. Started with a grassy track, 4 k's, and then I dropped down to the 90 Mile Beach. Welcome to 90 Mile Beach. Made it down from all those steps. Here we are, right at the beginning. Now just gotta go that way for about 3 days. So I'll try not film too much beach. Anything interesting comes up, I'll zoom you in, like Mr. Bean. Alright, well, I just stopped for lunch. I had a plain tortilla with a couple of knifefuls of peanut butter on. So tortillas and peanut butter for lunch. I had 2 of those, and I had some of my nut mix, which has dried apricots, dates, chocolate drops, cashew nuts, macadamia nuts, almonds, not macadamia nuts, almonds, and then some random like cranberries and stuff like that. So today I've just gone past the, I think, 29 or 30 kilometer mark, meaning I've got 10.5 k's to my next camp. Had a bit of pain in the feet today, specifically around my toenails, but that was after I was walking barefoot for a while. I put my shoes back on, and sure enough, the pain subsided. The shoe sock combo, the combo that I've got with my Injinji liner socks and synthetic sock outer layer with gaiters, mate, I tell you what, I think I'm onto something. But it's only day 1 and I'm not all the way there yet, so maybe it's too soon to tell. Yeah, I've got a pick me up in my pocket here. It's one of those energy sucky things, so I'm going to clock off another 5 kilometers and evaluate and see if I need it, because the thing is, if I save all those energy bars or gels, I've already saved yesterday's one, I can use them on the next days as things might get harder, but I'm not 100% sure because today has been pretty challenging as it is. But the most important thing is to remain optimistic even if something's going on. And I don't know, I think I just got that gist from the other hikers and watching the videos of people that have been successful at the TA. They don't give themselves an exit. So I've thought to myself a couple of times, oh, maybe I should just check up on that beach to see where the road is, and maybe I could, I would know where the exit is if I need it. And then I just told myself, nope, there is no backup plan. We are not doing that. There is no plan B. We're here now. We've come a long way to get here. So there is no backing out. And with a positive mindset and knowing there is no backing out, seems to be working. As well as my bag, you know, I'm just getting used to wearing a pack for long distances. I had the straps adjusted in such a way where it made my shoulders ache. So I've lifted the bag up and put it higher on my waist, and I've just tightened the strap really strong around my belly, and the hope is that it takes some of that pressure off my shoulders. So I'm going to need a good stretch tonight, and yeah, I'll set up my tent and everything. Someone had to help me set up my tent last night, which is a little bit embarrassing, but I've never set it up before and they were pretty cool about it. So here we go. Boy, was I happy to see the camp today. 28 kilometers we did. Good spot. Got my Durston hiding in the bushes over there. Popped a blister, put moleskin on it, got Leuco tape on a hot spot. Hopefully with some discipline tomorrow I'll be alright. Got me hot chocky. I'll show you what I did with my dinner. I got one of these vegan lentil dal, and I chucked the pack of noodles in with it, and I split it in half because it's huge into an old one of them, because you can reuse them. So yeah, that's me bush tucker tonight. This is me view. That's me Durston X mid too. Oh, very nice. Nice pitch there, eh? Huh? I did that. Couldn't do it yesterday though. Big day tomorrow. I'm going to be doing 30 kilometers. I don't know if I might have already talked to you about that. The days are all blending together. Welcome to day 3 of Te Araroa. I'm on 90 Mile Beach still. Funny that. I've been taping up some hot spots on my feet. I've got a couple of blisters, so I've got some wool on there and some Leucoplast tape with a little bit of gauze under it on the actual blisters themselves. Wool to separate between the toes where there is a blister there, and then just Leuco tape straight on top of a hot spot. So if I get any more hot spots today, I'll be stopping to do that. But if for some reason the people who just stopped me to give me some painkillers, thank you very much. It could just be the thing that gets me through to the end of the day. I had paracetamol, but I didn't have any ibuprofen. I got blisters. Yep, I got blisters. So that makes the 30 Ks on the beach quite challenging. Could result in a 0 tomorrow. Not 100% sure yet, but I'm going to keep on pushing and see how we go. The view from my campsite this morning. Today is day 4 on the trail, and I'm going to be going about 17.5 kilometers to the next campsite. Got some wrapping on my blisters here. Hopefully a slow day will do me right. Woo! We're moving, baby! Day 4! Got my blisters wrapped up and I'm back on this beach. 4 days of this view. How bloody beautiful is that? A few limping people, myself included, but I'm just happy to be here. And this top, this cooling top, it's awesome. And this buff, like the buff that I got's a cooling buff as well. And like I've got this cool breeze blowing at me, but it's a hot day, but I feel chilled. Like I'm not overheating instantly like I normally would be when it gets hot in town, or you know, whatever. My trail legs will develop soon enough. Yeah, considerable amount of pain, as to be expected from walking on a beach for 4 days straight. So where I'm stopping, I think it's Whangārei Holiday Park, and they've got some pretty good facilities there. You know, the one I stayed at last night was good. I had a shower and that, but the one that I'm staying at tonight's got showers, and I think it's got dorm beds and stuff. Might be nice to dry out my tent from yesterday's rain and have a night of R&R. I might take a zero tomorrow, depending on how my blisters go. If they're healed up overnight miraculously, I'll shoot on forth to Ahipara. But yeah, at the moment the plan is just to get there today. Probably still got, I don't know, 16 k's to go, and yeah, I'll stop and air my feet out. But to prevent the rambling, I'll catch you later. There's something I've noticed about your body while you're hiking, or like your internal voice. I don't know, you do talk to yourself a lot, but like when it comes to like what you need, it's if you've ever seen the movie Venom, it's a little bit like that. Like I'm walking down this beach and like my water tube will just like glance across, and I'll be like, water, thirsty. Or I'll be like walking and I'll realize I've got some pain or something in my legs, and in my head it'll be like, salt, salt, you have chips, salt. Like it's really like that. Through hikers, I guess like people that do long distance stuff, I think you'll know exactly what I mean. It's really funny. It's quite caveman like. I guess it's just like your body knows what it needs and when it needs it, and it will tell you exactly what you need. It's funny, something I've noticed. I'm just enjoying my walk along the beach. I am limping a bit. Excited to rest my legs. But yeah, it's this is 90 Mile Beach. I can see that, like see that cape there. I think, don't quote me, but I think that's the end of 90 Mile Beach. So I'm not quite going all the way to the end today. I'm going to, I think I already said I'm going to the camp before Ahipara. So that leaves like a 14-kilometer day either tomorrow, or if I take a zero, the next day. I am now limping with one stick to support my right leg, because it's in quite a lot of pain, and I've still got 7.5 kilometers to go to get back to where I'm going. I'm having to stop every half an hour or even less. So highly recommend, if you're a beginner and you don't have trail legs, to take a zero at Puketi Lodge. Also recommend to bring 5 days worth of food for this section instead of 4, because I brought 4 days worth of food, and I need to take a zero somewhere, and it can be hard to access the food that you want from these camps along the way. So I'm probably going to have to ration out whatever extras I've left over during the week to keep me going to get to Ahipara. But it's still a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and I'll get there soon. Alright, well, there's an update for you. I've stopped at the holiday park in Whangārei Holiday Park, and I didn't get myself a tent site, I got myself a cot. Hell yeah! And good opportunity for me to just put my leg up, rest my blisters, all that kind of stuff. Take a zero is what it's called. Now yeah, I could have zeroed back at the last park, but I was worried about how much food I had, so I decided to zero here. They at least have a few snacks in that, so I was able to top up my food kit just a wee bit, you know, some baked beans and spaghetti and just little bits and pieces like that. And so I got my foot up, and yeah, I'll rest it for the day, spend another night here, and then tomorrow I'll walk on the rest of the beach. I want to go back to the beach and finish the section strong, and then there is a road section from Ahipara to Kaitaia, which is on State Highway 1, and it's considered quite dangerous, so I might actually hitch for that section. So I'll be, you know, about 14 k's down out of the whole trail, but I'm sure I'll make it up somewhere. This is what it's been like for a first time through hiking 3,000 kilometers across Te Araroa. I still can't believe I'm saying it. Here we are, day 6 on Te Araroa. I've rested my knee for a zero yesterday for day 5, so I haven't walked since day 4. I can actually feel the knee already just walking down to the beach, so I'll be taking myself nice and light today. Just walk at a medium pace, use my sticks to take some of the load off the knee, and hope for the best, hope for healing. I've said my prayers this morning to get me there, to get me to Ahipara in one piece. Yeah, I don't care what anyone else says. The beach section is fucking beautiful, bro. This is the best 100 kilometers I've ever walked. Goodbye 90 Mile Beach. You have been so challenging and so beautiful all at the same time. Let me get off this boat ramp. Okay, now it's time to say goodbye to my GT 2000s. They have done me well 6 months before trail and then on 90 Mile Beach, but the problem was the insoles. So this is why you don't reuse your old insoles. These were Advantage, and these plastic pieces here wore through the base and it caused a blister on each side of my feet here. Otherwise my feet would have been sweet. So these are actually really capable of doing the beach. They did get a bit wet, but whatever. And now I've got a new pair of, what are these ones? Sonoma 8s. So this is going to do me for the forests, Raetea and that. They have a little bit more waterproofing than what these ones do. Yeah, it feels a bit weird throwing out half-worn shoes, although look at the pads, they are pretty worn. But yeah, watch what orthotics you get, and if they have a plastic piece on them, is it going to come through your inner sole? Pretty much another zero. I woke up this morning in Kaitaia at the Beachcomber Lodge, where I slept outside because there was some, let's just say, more loud breathing sleepers, which is fine, you can't be mad at them for it. It's not their fault. And then I hitched a ride to Krishna Sanctuary before beginning the Northland forests, and it is so diverse up here. Like, these are banana tree. Look at the size of these lemons, and like, you can grow everything. There's guavas, and it's just incredible. It's not what I'm used to. Obviously, being from down south, you can't grow tropical fruits. You know, we can do lemons and stuff, but definitely no bananas. Oh well, yeah. Good night from me, and I've just got my fingers crossed that this knee is going to hold together for day 8, which will be beginning the Northland forests. See you tomorrow. Welcome to day 8 of Te Araroa. I'm currently leaving the Krishna Sanctuary and heading towards Raetea Forest. Got my knee strapped up, hoping that it holds out today. And I've got to keep reviewing the notes, because, you know, am I supposed to turn up there or go this way? Pays to know where you're going. There is scarce yellow markers around, they do help. But isn't it beautiful? Beautiful view. Thank you, Te Araroa. Please offer my knee safe passage through this forest. I feel a deep connection to the forest. Not sure why, don't know where it's coming from. I'm feeling drawn to it. That's why I, instead of taking another zero, I went for it. There's a natural pull, a natural inclination, like it's where I should be today. Weird feeling, but I'm just going to follow it. It's going to take a lot longer if I keep doing this. Most people say just plough straight through it, but often those people do exactly what I'm doing right now. Because mud's uncomfortable, isn't it? But there's a lot of health benefits to mud, so if I fall in it, I'm just going to see it as a blessing. May not have been raining, but this mud is no joke, man. I lost my shoe. I've got my gaiters on though. Oh man, no joke. Sometimes, I don't know if you can call it a track. This is just a route ladder, I guess. It's now about 2:30. I've been at it since 6:30 this morning. A couple of quick breaks. I missed the radio tower where there was a potential camp. So I just decided to go the rest of the way. I hope that works out well for me. Well, I made it to this sign. Whangamūka Summit is an hour and 30 minutes away. Makini Road, where I'm going, or it might be Makini, 3 hours 30 minutes, 7.8 kilometres. I just came out of Raetea Forest to this view. Wow, dude. I think that was the most I've ever put my body through in a day, to be honest, other than 90 Mile Beach, of course. So pretty happy with myself right now. Got some sore foots though, that's for sure. Whew! Ouchie! New shoes. So it's 7 o'clock at night. So it took me pretty much 13 hours. Woo! Let's go. Welcome to Whangamūka. I just stopped off at the dairy up the road and got myself some hot chips. Powerade. I've walked about 7 kilometres today. Got another, I don't know, 10 or 12 to go. Feeling it after doing Raetea yesterday, so I'm a bit worried about Puketi, but we'll just have to go and see how we go. This is the walkway entrance to Puketi Forest, where it'll be 32 kilometres over the course of today and tomorrow. So they've got some collicular, oh my gosh, collicular. I'm just about to do my first water stuff at Puketi. So I'm in sports mode. Got my Crocs in 4 low. We're gonna hit it. I've got my chest strap loose just in case, you never know. And yeah, let's hit it. Whew, that's fresh. Oh yeah. Now it says I've got about 2.5 kilometres of this shoal hopping. So I walked down these shoals and crossed the water a few times. So that's why I opted to wear my Crocs instead of getting my shoes wet straight away. So for sections like that where it looks like I could smash my ankle, I can just go straight through the water. Watching this back after the fact, I would go back and actually just say, just wear your damn shoes, John. It's so much easier. You have more grip that way, and they're gonna dry because I wore runners. Sorry about my GoPro mount. I didn't buy one. So, oh yeah. Oh well, this is bloody beautiful, mate. Yep, I agree. All I can do is apologise for the terrible camera mount. All I had was my bag strap on my shoulder. I didn't actually buy something to put on my chest. So pretty much the entire way I'm going to have to be editing and adding a axis to the recordings. Got my phone in a Ziploc bag inside my pack. Now I just got to make sure I don't lose the track. I'm a bit behind the pack because of how slow I have to go down the hills because of my knees. That's alright though. I've been doing this for what feels like maybe an hour now. Just walking through all these, getting a stone or two in my croc. But look how beautiful it is. Here they are.
Hey?
Getting a bath Isn't it nice? Woo! This is where we do it. I look at this water here for the crossing now and realise it's not very deep, but at the time it was the first time I'd ever done a river crossing, and I was actually quite anxious and worried about it, and I thought that the river could still knock me off my feet for some reason. Do not fall. Look how diverse this track is. Just before I was in the water, and now I'm in the muddy forest again. How beautiful though. I must say Puketi so far is nothing like Raetea. It's different. It's different. There is a lot of mud. But Raetea was something else. I've got to decide, is it easier just to go straight through or step around it? I don't have my gaiters on yet, so I'm trying to step around the mud. It does take the time though, that's all. I really do feel like I'm bushwhacking. Right, see you in the next clip. Honestly, some of this doesn't feel like a track, but this little boardwalk here, I'm so thankful for. Oh wow, does look like it ends again up here, but far out. Like the track is like walking over this, like on the edge. You got 1 foot of room, and you've got to navigate around it. It's not a joke. It says it's a hard track. It's not lying. It's hard in that way where you've got to be skilled with where you put your feet. There's a couple of moments where I really did worry about falling down the sides, and that shows my bush bashing experience, I guess. So yeah, or it shows my track experience. You know, part way along I'm thinking, how can they call this a track? It's going to kill me. But in reality, it's just what happens to a track when it rains. It's in the forest. The sides of it come down, you know, so that's why they've built up this stuff, obviously. Yep, every step for just about the entire time I've been on TA has been a painful one. Not gonna lie. I also don't want to sit here and complain a lot, because I'm lucky to be able to even do it, but it's really hard not to complain when it's day 9 and you're still sore just as you were on day 2. But we keep on going. We keep on going. We'll be alright. Oh buddy, if only you knew what was in store for you in the upcoming days. So you get to something like this here and your feet can slip down the edge there, and what you can't see through the camera is that goes on forever. There's quite a deep ravine there. So, fuck man, scary is an understatement. I've just got to get lower, put a stick over there and fucking commit. Oh yeah. Yep, it definitely gets the adrenaline going, which might just help me get through this forest. I've climbed up to about 400 meters in the Puketi. I'm exhausted, man. I want to keep these videos light, but 3 days, 20 kilometers. I've walked nearly 200 kilometers in the last 9 days. And for someone that's not track ready, someone that's not fit, that's hard going, man. That's really hard going. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Ever. Physically. By far. I've never hiked, I've never ran. This is hard. I don't know how else to put it. But I'm getting there. My body's doing it. Nothing's broken, nothing's shutting down. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm dehydrated, all of those things. Which means a zero. But my spirits are high. They genuinely are. This is one of the greatest things I've ever done. The hardest, but also the greatest. Yeah, so it is about here where I began to realise exactly what the challenge was that I had submitted to, that I had decided to put my body through, that I had decided to try and accomplish. This is actually a serious hike, and it was really starting to hit home. And some of those safety aspects, getting dehydrated and things like that, started to come through, and I started to realise just what I'd signed up for. I hear a tui. Like walking in the water today, I am starting to appreciate some of those smaller things. And that was harder to do up until today. Today's the first day where I got onto my hike and I was like, fuck yeah. You know, like it's an adjustment period, I guess. And then once I have my trail legs, mate, there'll be no stopping me. Welcome to day 10 on Te Araroa. I'm just leaving the Puketi recreational dock campsite and start a 17-kilometre journey towards the Trail Angels in Kerikeri. I'm excited to be somewhere safe from the outdoors. It's been an amazing 4 days, but it's about time to get some comfort. There goes the knees. Oh. Alright, time for a wee update. I misspoke earlier, it's actually day 11. And so I crossed the Northland Rivers section in 3 days, which I'm pretty proud of that effort because that was Raetea, the muddy one, up to 700 meters, and Puketi, which was also muddy and up to 400 meters, where it was pretty much straight up. It was hard. This was hard work. These were big days. I've been putting in 12-hour, 14-hour days into just getting 20 kilometers done. So it's quite mentally challenging as well as physically. And today I left Puketi camp and I got picked up by a trail angel after walking about 7 kilometers. So I'm staying in their cabin tonight. Yeah, I don't want to miss all of the kilometers that I have missed, but I've still walked over 200 kilometers in the last 10 days. Today's day 11, but yeah, I walked over 200 kilometers on foot, and that's considerably more than what I've ever done in my whole life, as well as these forest sections. Both of my knees went quite badly after the forests, quite sore. I put that down to overload, carrying a heavy pack, not being used to it, as well as probably my orthotics failed. Now, the orthotics I threw out earlier. So there's a few contributing factors. I'm just not fit. That's the main thing I'm noticing, is I'm just not as fit as some of the other people that are doing the trail. There's a group of guys that come through here and they skipped the last camp, so they did the entire Puketi track, which is 32 kilometers, and they walked here, so it's over a 40-kilometer day. They are tired, but they're capable, and yeah, it's nice to see that it's possible. So I just need to rest and recover, and yeah, so this will be technically my second zero tomorrow. I don't know. I had a full zero day 5 on the beach. Day 7 was a bit of a prepping day, and day 12 will be another full zero. So it is what it is. My body's adjusting. I wasn't in trail ready condition, that's to put it lightly. I didn't practice. I never carried a pack for long distances. I never went on overnight hikes. Thankfully, all my research and everything, I've had no problems with gear, no problems with food, nothing like that. It's been amazing. So thanks for the internet and everyone else that's done the trail and their recommendations. But anyway, what I'm going to do is not get demoralized by it. It's just sore knees. I'll get some Voltaren. I'll have zero. And the next part is I'm going to try and meet up with some people that I know in Kerikeri that I met along the way, and try and walk together to Waitangi. I want to see where the signing of the treaty was and things like that. So some really exciting things to come. Just let myself rest in the meantime. So peace, and catch up maybe on tomorrow, day 12. Welcome to day 12 on Te Araroa. I got my days mixed up in a few of the last videos. I'm at the Whangārei lodge in Kerikeri, and it's actually a really nice lodge. Flash packers, it's called. Got a table, got storage, got a couple of beds, you know, so 6 people dorm. But I really like the way it's spaced out compared to the last lodge I stayed at in Kaitaia, where it had bunk beds. So the person that jumped up on top of you would shake you up. So that was an experience. But yeah, I picked up my resupply. Feels like it's been such a long journey since I dropped this off. And you know what's in here is a pair of shoes that didn't give me blisters. So I really am happy to see those, that's for sure. And I'm just going to sort out what snacks I want and what stuff I want to send home. So far out. Got some mins, got a big food pack. Some of this is going back home, can you believe me? And here, so these shoes I wore around Dunedin and took them up on a few tracks and that. So these are the Trabuco Terra 2s. I'm going to see how these feel in comparison to the ones I have on. These feel like they've got quite a tight piece here for the toe box. These I remember felt a bit softer. See how I can squish that down? Hopefully that means that it's putting less pressure on my blister. And these also have better orthotics. So I can swap the orthotics into these, or wear these, or whatever, and send a pair home. So I'll figure out what's best. I'm just going to go for a quick walk into town now and figure that out. So time for pack off, and let's go. I've walked a couple of kilometres through Kerikeri in the new shoes, and I'm not in significant amounts of pain. Obviously when I put my pack on, things change. I can still feel my knee issues. So I don't know what to do, man. I don't want to keep taking zeros. I'll get back to you. It's safe to say that yes, I did decide to take another rest day in between. Day 14 on trail. I'm outside Zest in Kerikeri. I took 2 days off. One night at Trail Angels, the next day off, and then I stayed 2 nights at the Whangārei lodge in Kerikeri to rest up and make sure that my knees are going to be okay. That was the main anxiety, make sure the knees are alright. So I might take a tactical bus today to Paihia just to make sure for that extra, you know, because it's a 20-kilometre day, I don't want to jump straight into it. The day after I can probably do an 8 or 9-kilometre day before I go to camp, or jump on the ferry to the next camp or something like that, so it's a little bit safer. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, now I get to have a mean breakfast in town. And I think the bro's going to smash his chips up. Look at this naughty through hiker, waiting to take the bus after skipping to Kerikeri. Tut tut tut. At this point, taking rides around this area here was survival. I didn't know, but my knees were pretty bad. After making it to Paihia, I went for a walk up to the Waitangi treaty grounds. Welcome to the Waitangi, the treaty grounds. This is where some of the founding documents of our current system originate. 1835, the Declaration of Independence of New Zealand. 1840, Te Tiriti o Waitangi, or the Treaty of Waitangi. It's an interesting yet heavy feeling for a New Zealander. This is the document that I've been taught about, or intended, or not intended. This is the document that I've heard about my whole life living here, and later as a employee implementing, the principles of Te Tiriti in my work environment, in my practice as a peer support person. There's the flagstaff. I do feel overwhelmed looking around and being here. There's an overwhelming feeling, and I don't know, I can't pinpoint what it is. I want to do the right thing, and I'm not ever really sure what that is. I guess honouring Te Tiriti of Waitangi is the best way to do the right thing, but it causes a funny, almost personal divide. I was born in New Zealand, I was born here, yet there's an unrest. Later on, after visiting the treaty grounds, I met up with some people that I knew from the trail, and we went over to explore the historic Russell. You don't get much time to absorb and sit in your feelings while you are walking the trail, other than while you're walking. People are, I don't know, enjoying their time. Why not Russell?
We are now closing in on the far north district as we move towards the Whangārei district, choosing to take a kayak to 18 kilometres from Paihia on the Waikare Inlet.
Halfway. Let's go. Got my Destin pitched. Everyone's had dinner. Beautiful place to be staying at the Trail Angel's house. We're really quite country here. It's nice. Did like 16 k's of paddling today. I got a bit sunburnt. Ooh yeah, look at that tan line. Anyway, tomorrow's about 21 k's, so I'll see you then. We're going to the famous farm.
Day 16 was a really wet one, and we all wanted to stay under this shelter for as long as we possibly could. But sometimes you just got to get moving, no matter what you feel like doing.
Walking weather.
And walk we did, right out of the far north district and into the Whangārei district. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.